In a village surrounded by lush bamboo forests, there lived two best friends, Nori and Tofu. This village was a peaceful haven where everyone knew each other and it was considered the perfect place to live.
Nori and Tofu weren't just friends though, they were ninjas.
They practiced their ninja skills every day.
Together they jumped over walls, swung from trees and even tried to disappear in a puff of smoke. As the village prepared for the big annual Mochi festival, excitement filled the air. Everyone loved mochi, especially Nori and Tofu, who could eat it all day long. Villagers were busy pounding sticky rice, shaping it into little balls and adding sweet fillings, making the whole village smell like delicious mochi. But then disaster struck. Someone had stolen all the mochi. Every last piece was gone, leaving the villagers devastated.
We'll find the mochi thieves.
Tofu nodded in agreement.
Ready for an adventure, they put on their ninja gear. Nori grabbed her trusty grappling hook, and Tofu strapped on his special throwing stars. They were going to need all their skills for this mission. The only clue was a trail of mochi crumbs leading into the bamboo forest. Nori and Tofu exchanged a determined look. They were on the case? The bamboo forest was dark and mysterious, with bamboo stalks swaying in the wind and strange noises filling the air.
Nori and Tofu crept through the undergrowth.
They followed the mochi crumbs.
They jumped over streams and swung from vines, being very careful not to be seen. Finally, they spotted something up ahead. It was a clearing in the bamboo, and in the middle of the clearing was a group of raccoons. The raccoons were having a feast, and what were they feasting on? You guessed it, Mochi, they were the culprits. Nori and Tofu had to think fast. They couldn't just jump out and fight the raccoons. There were too many of them. They needed a plan, and fast.
Here's what we'll do.
Nori whispered her idea to Tofu. He grinned. It was a good plan. Nori took out her grappling hook. She aimed it at a tall tree branch above the raccoons. She swung across the clearing, scattering mochi balls as she went. The raccoons, distracted by the falling mochi, didn't even notice Tofu sneaking up behind them. S1. Watch this. Tofu used his ninja skills to gather all the stolen mochi. He stuffed it into bags. The raccoons, realizing their feast was over, began to grumble.
We've got the mochi.
Nori landed beside Tofu. The raccoons looked sad. They really loved mochi. Nori and Tofu felt a little sorry for the raccoons. Maybe they could all share the mochi.
Let's invite them back to the village.
They decided to invite the raccoons back to the village. The raccoons were hesitant at first, but the smell of mochi was too tempting to resist. They followed Nori and Tofu back through the forest. The villagers were overjoyed to see the mochi again. They cheered for Nori and Tofu. They were heroes. But then they saw the raccoons. Some villagers looked scared.
They just love mochi like us. They didn't mean any harm.
But Nori and Tofu explained that the raccoons just loved mochi. They hadn't meant to cause any harm. To everyone's surprise, the villagers started laughing. They invited the raccoons to join the festival. After all, everyone loves mochi.
This is amazing, thank you.
The raccoons were thrilled. They had so much fun at the festival. They even learned how to make mochi themselves. From that day on, the raccoons were always welcome at the village. The Mochi Festival became a celebration of friendship and inclusivity. And Nori and Tofu, they learned that even ninjas can be friends with raccoons, especially when mochi is involved.